Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to this mock interviews. We have designed the questions in such a way so that you understand what type of questions are being asked in interviews. Second, the answers are very good. We have curated the answers so that you understand the complete concept. Okay. And the way to answer is also there. So I hope you learn best from this mock interview. Still, if you have any concern, if you have any, improvements which we can do, please let us know in the comment section. Thank you so much. Subscribe to the channel and enjoy the mock interview.
Okay, so let's start the interview. So tell me what is agentic AI in ServiceNow and how it is different from simple automation.
Sure. Agentic AI in ServiceNow is about AI-driven agents that can understand a goal, plan steps, and choose tools and execute work across the platform, rather than just following a fixed and predefined path. On the other hand, flows and scripts are deterministics. They follow the exact logic that we design, like if condition A, then do condition B. Okay. So this is how flow and scripts are following. However, agentic AI uses models plus automation. So an agent can analyze the situation, decide which actions to take, and adapt to context, right? For example, adjusting the steps of a process when the data changes and when a subtask fails. So we can say that in a simple automation, we have rigid workflow, whereas in agentic AI, we have goal-oriented agent that reason and act within the guardrail what you configure.
So tell me how does ServiceNow AI platform unifies generative AI, predictive AI, and agentic AI?
Sure. The ServiceNow AI platform runs on the same single cloud platform as Now platform. So you have to keep that in mind. So all data, that is incident, cases, HR records, CMDB, and custom tables, lives in a single one place. Okay. And on top of that, ServiceNow exposes three AI capability types: predictive intelligence for traditional ML on structured data. Number two, generative AI for text-based tasks through Now Assist. And number three, agentic AI for autonomous agents that orchestrate work using these capabilities. Because they share the same data model and workflow engine, you can use predictive models to set fields, generative skills to create content, and agentic AI or agents to coordinate steps across domains such as IT, HR, and CSM, all within the same one governed platform.
Okay, nice. So tell me what are the core components of ServiceNow AI agent?
Sure. So basically, a ServiceNow AI agent has three components: a role definition, a set of tools, and the underlying agentic runtime powered by AI model. So number one, that is role definition, defines the agent's purpose, objective, its behavior style, and interaction pattern in the natural language. So it is basically its job description. Number two, that is tools. So tools are the concrete capabilities that the agent is going to use, such as ServiceNow APIs, flows, Now Assist skills, and retriever for RAG. So it can read the records, update the data, call integrations, and pull relevant knowledge. Finally, the agentic runtime is the layer that interprets the role and goals and choose tools, sequence actions, and finally evaluate results until the work is done or escalated. So this is the core component and its explanation in ServiceNow AI agent.
Okay, that's good. So my next question is how does generative AI in ServiceNow avoid being just a chatbot?
Very good question. So in ServiceNow, Generative AI is implemented as skills that are embedded directly into the workspaces, records, and workflows. Okay, not only as the standalone chat UI. For example, on an incident or a case, NowSist can be invoked to summarize the record, generate a resolution note, draft a customer reply, or create a knowledge article, all using the actual record data as a context. Okay. In case of workflows and custom apps, these skills can be called programmatically. So generative AI output become a part of a task execution. Okay. For example, automatically generating communication or document as a part of a flow rather than only answering ad hoc questions in a chat box. So this clearly differentiates Gen AI than a chatbot.
That's wonderful. So tell me, how does RAG changes the behavior of generative AI in ServiceNow?
Sure. Without RAG, a generative model responds mainly from its own training, whatever data is being fed to that, okay, and which can be generic and not aligned to a particular company's policy and configurations. However, with RAG, ServiceNow first run a retrieval step in that it searches your instance or connected sources from relevant record, documentations, knowledge articles, okay, and passes those snippets into the prompt as context before the model generates the answers. So this grounding makes the output more accurate and consistent with your local truth, right? With your company's policy, with your company's rules and regulations. So we can say that it anchors AI response in your real data and documentation, okay? Reducing hallucination and making answers enterprise specific instead of a generic answer, which we are already getting from, AI tools such as ChatGPT and all.
Okay, great. So tell me, what are the typical limitations of generative AI that architects must account for?
Sure. Generative AI can struggle with novel or unusual situations where it has little relevant pattern to draw from, which means output may be incomplete or misleading in rare edge cases. Number two, it can introduce bias or hallucinations if not properly grounded in the real data and if humans do not review the output before critical decisions. Okay. So content may sound confident, but it still be wrong. So you have to do proper review before making it live. Along with that, there are also resource and compliance constraints. So in this, models require compute and must be governed so that they do not expose sensitive information or violate regulations. So architects must design flows where Gen AI assist and produce drafts, but the key action and communications are still controlled and reviewable by human. Okay, so you have to make sure you are following all these steps, and this will definitely overcome the limitations. But yes, these are the limitations which I shared.
Okay, nice explanation. So tell me, how does AI platform changes the way we design cross-domain workflows?
Okay, so previously cross-domain workflows mostly relied on static orchestration, that is flow or integrations that move data from ITSM to HR, HR to CSM according to the fixed rules. But with AI platform, you can design workflows where AI agents operate across domains using a unified data model. So it means they can see the incidents, HR cases, CRM objects, and custom tables, and then decide which actions to take based on the full context. Okay. So this is very important. They are taking decisions after looking everything, not on the fixed rules. Okay. So we can say that generative AI then support those workflows with text generations, that is summaries, email, knowledge. Okay, while agentic logic decide which step to run and in what order. So that makes cross-domain flows more adaptive and less rigid than pure rule-based designs, which we are following from our last 3 decades.
That's wonderful. So tell me, what are the values of single AI platform compared to separate AI tools per department?
Okay, sure. A single AI platform means all departments share the same AI stack, same data, and same controls. Okay. So you do not end up with one AI tool for IT, another AI tool for HR, another for CSM. Okay. Each with its own model and governance. So this avoid duplications and conflict behaviors, such as one centralized AI layer that can learn from combined data, apply consistent policies, and can be monitored as a whole. Okay, single. We can say it also let agentic AI workflow move naturally across various domains such as IT, HR, and other areas without complex stitching between different AI systems. Okay, because the agent operates on an unified platform and one security model. So this is a kind of value that a single AI platform is providing instead of having separate tools for per department.
Good. So my next question is, how is agentic AI described as an evolution of intelligent automation in ServiceNow?
Okay. So intelligent automations started with a scripted workflow and then added predictive features to optimize decisions inside those workflows. Then agentic AI pushes that further by introducing agents that can interpret goals, choose workflows, call tools, and adjust behaviors based on the outcomes rather than just following a single pre-built path. Okay. So in practice, it means automation can handle more variability. Instead of having 10 different flows for 10 different variations of a process, a agent can deal with those variations by reasoning about context and deciding which actions to take at the runtime.
Very well explained. So my next question is, how would you explain the relationship between generative AI agent, and agentic AI to a hiring manager?
So generative AI is the content layer. Okay, it produces summaries, answers, and drafts that make human-facing work faster and clear. Then AI agent are the action layers that uses AI plus tools to actually perform tasks in ServiceNow. That is reading record, updating data, and calling flow and APIs. Finally, agentic AI is the orchestration layer. It gives those agents the ability to understand the goals, plan multi-step workflows, and coordinate actions across modules and systems. So together, they turn ServiceNow from a purely rule-based automation platform into an AI-driven platform where content, decisions, and actions are all enhanced by AI, but still governed centrally.
That's great. Okay, thank you so much. Nice talking to you. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you. Bye.